All right, today we're hiking down to the Walls of Jericho. It's a trail in North Alabama, just a little south of Winchester, Tennessee. I have read that it's a 6-mile round trip. I've read that it's about an 8-mile round trip, so I'm sure the actual will be somewhere in the middle. It says it's a fairly strenuous hike, and what that means is going down, I don't think it's going to be too bad, but coming back to the parking lot, and I'm parked on the Alabama side. They do have a place in Tennessee where you can park too. But on the hike down, it's an actual hike down. To go back to the parking lot, it's all uphill the entire way back. So it's 3.5 to 4 miles back, just constantly climbing. It's a late March day. I didn't see a lot of people here this morning. There's about 10 cars in the parking lot. There was about 2 cars in the Tennessee parking lot whenever I passed. All right, so this is the trail this morning. It's a little bit wet, but we had a pretty substantial storm come through last night. They were expecting tornadoes, hail, stuff like that. At our cabin, we did have quite a bit of very heavy rain, and the creek was up about 2 feet, but it wasn't that bad. You can see here the water is flowing pretty well. So typically on a hike you don't want to have to bring your waders, but I have some Oboz shoes that I got for the Havasupai trip that are waterproof, because it was my intention there to use them for creek crossings, but the creek crossings were up to my knees, but I just took my shoes off and used some Crocs, and those worked just fine. In preparation for this hike, I was looking at some photos, and whenever I saw the Walls of Jericho, I'd never heard of it before, but whenever I saw the pictures of the waterfall, the primary one, it looks, you can't even tell where the water's coming from. It was just crazy, and that's what prompted me to want to go on the hike. But then I've seen some other pictures, and there's additional waterfalls at the bottom, so I'm very excited to get down there. And what I'm hoping for today is, because there was a substantial amount of rain last night, hence the water on the trail, that there will be even more water pushing out from the waterfall, so it'll be extra special. All right, so at this point on the hike, right about there is a campsite, and there's a bridge right over here. But there's a view of waterfall here that is amazing. So coming up to the second bridge, going out toward the Walls of Jericho. Again, the equipment out here, it's very nicely made, nicely kept. Some parks you go to, you're having to worry that everything's gonna collapse underneath you. But this is very nice. Very nice views. So I'm assuming that this tends to run a little clearer than it is today, just because of the rain last night. But it's still beautiful. Alright, to cross the creek, you do have to actually physically cross the creek. It's kind of running fast today. It's a little sketchy. but you got to cross it if you want to get up to the other area to see. All right, from what I understand, this is usually not here. This is a dry area usually, but the place where you above it is where the water comes shooting out, drops down, goes underneath, and comes out in the cave right over there. But because of all the rain last night, it's coming over like crazy here. So I'm not going to have a chance to climb up there. But I'm looking at it from the standpoint, I'm getting an uncommon view, and it's very uncommon. All right, so I'm starting to head back. Wish I could stay longer, but I feel better knowing that Cupcake and I are definitely coming back here pretty soon. All right, so starting to hike back up to the Alabama trailhead where I'm parked. And so I'm definitely not going to record any of this because there's going to be a lot of heavy breathing. So I'll update you at the end.
Well, after a lot of effort, I finally made it out. This was a challenging yet very enjoyable hike. I met several amazing people on the hike who gave me information about the falls and the surrounding area, and I just wanted to say thank you. That's going to wrap it up for the Walls of Jericho in northern Alabama. If you liked the video, please click the like button. If you'd like to subscribe and follow us on our adventures, please do so. If you have any comments or suggestions, let us know. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. We'll see you soon.